Good day. Today is Friday, September 16th, 2022. I'm speaking to you from the southern Arizona Sonora Desert, where my home is. I'm delighted, as always, to be with you on this interesting journey through the Tao Te Ching. Today I've been looking at chapter 33, which says, "The intelligent person knows about things and people. The wise person knows about himself. The strong person conquers others. The most powerful person conquers his own conditioned mind. The grasping person gathers treasures. The tranquil person already has everything. In the world, long life is valued. In the Tao, life and death are the same." This chapter is a collection of short aphorisms about the paradoxical nature of the Tao. In a world that values intelligence and strength and ambition and health and longevity, we're told that wisdom and self-awareness and tranquility are truly the valuable qualities. They're the qualities that lead to an acceptance of life and death without fear. The part of me that has been formed by my culture since I was born, by society's values, by family values, by peer values, by education, by experiences and habits, I call my conditioned mind. It's a process, a mind, if you will, that's conditioned completely. It's a collection of habitual patterns of neurons firing in my brain. It is not the source of my wisdom and my tranquility and my life. But it seems to be who I am. It is really who I think I am. I think I'm this person. I think I'm this collection of habitual responses, patterned reactions, beliefs, opinions, all of which are simply taught to me, ingrained in me by the world with which I interact. The people who seem to be in control of resources and other people are actually themselves completely controlled by their own unconscious and semi-conscious mental habits, this conditioned mind. Seeming to be in control, they are themselves controlled by fears and desires. They don't know themselves at all. They only know what they think they know, what their mental filters tell them is real. I only know what I think I know, what my mental filters tell me is true. Real power comes from knowing myself. But what is that? I can tell you what it's not. It's not a psychological process. Believe me. It is not years of therapy and analysis and meditative introspection. Too often these processes are simply the conditioned mind seeking to fix itself, improve itself, look at itself. And this is futile. This mind cannot be used to fix itself any more than my eye can directly see itself. The same thing. Trying to use the mind to understand the mind is like using the eye to see itself directly. The knowing that the Tao is talking about has to come from an altogether different vantage point. And many people say that this is impossible. They say that there is no vantage point other than the conditioned mind because they believe that the conditioned mind, is who we are. I disagree. I have experienced in my life that there is a consciousness, a deeper consciousness, and I've called it the Tao mind. that part of me that is separate from the conditioned mind. All, of course, part of the Tao, but the Tao mind can actually observe the mental habits of a lifetime without being caught within them. There is a consciousness that can observe the conditioned mental habits. And it's not that I want to dismiss or dissolve or somehow fix this conditioned mind. It's a wonderful part of me, like my reflexes and my heartbeat are part of me. I simply want to know it and understand it from a deeper vantage point so that it no longer sets the tone for my life. It no longer leads me unconsciously by reacting to habitual impulses planted there by media and advertisement and culture and family and fears and desires. The more I know this mind, the more I understand it from a deeper vantage point, the more freedom from its slavery I experience. The more my life is guided by a more trustworthy source, the more wonder and joy I find. This knowing of myself is a gradual and patient process. As I said, I can't resolve to do it because that's my conditioned mind. My conditioned mind makes resolutions. My Tao mind has no need for them. It only comes with the practices and the desire to just let that conditioned mind quiet down. I can't understand it by immersing myself in it, but I can learn to take gradual, gentle, breath by breath steps back away from it. And I find that there appears a place in which I have an insight into that's why I've done that all my life. That's what's going on. That's the circle that I've been involved in. That's the resolutions and attempts to fix and struggles and resistance and exhaustion and capitulation and more resolve and this constant suffering cycle kept in place by my conditioned mind. I see it. That's how I've been doing that. That's why that never works. That's why I bought that thing. That's why I had the impulse to shop. That's why I distracted. That's why I checked out. That's why I was afraid. That's what's going on. It's, as I said, a patient process, but it's worth taking that road. The more I know my conditioned mind from the vantage point of my Tao mind, the more freedom from its slavery I experience, and the more my life is guided by a trustworthy source, and the more wonder and joy I find. I invite you to take those steps back, patiently, repeatedly, and gradually know yourself from a position that you didn't think was possible, to know yourself and how that habitual mind works. From there, we find our true freedom, our tranquility, our self-awareness, our wisdom, and our power. Blessings to you. I will see you down the road.